Low Speed Gaming. So we're here bringing you Super Metroid Map Randomizer, all as part of SpeedGaming Live Online 2024. So we're into qualifier number 6. We're nearing the end of the qualifiers. You only need to join in 2, technically, to participate in the tournament. So there's still time, even after this one is done. The race has already started, so no more entrants. Can you believe it? We are featuring Kaizentum and Smellin today. So pretty experienced Super Metroid Randomizer runners. Kaizentum known for doing a bunch of wacky modes. Always has the worst Samus sprites. And would be showing off the called Mosaic, but it is tile theming. But not going to be doing that today. But that is a feature worth checking out in your future watches of Map Rando. It changes the appearance of rooms, but that's not allowed for this tournament. And then on the right, we are going to have Smellin. Just Smellin. Running just the vanilla Samus sprite. That's a spicy start. We have Flower House on the left. The logic on Flower House room, I think, is in a dangerous place. So hopefully the sea gives them something friendly to work with over here. The way I remember the logic for that room is you have to avoid... I think Smellin died. Yeah, crabs can hit you during the transition. So yeah, save early, save often. You're gonna take deaths. Flower House, it assumes you dodge all the high damaging enemies and hit some of the bugs, the pipe bugs. And they're not gonna do as much. But still, to get through the room, you need at least one E-tank. And then logically, you might need another. And then we are playing hard tricky. The objective is going to be bosses, as usual. But we're playing on hard tricky, and the tricky part means that you're always going to get an early E-tank. Gravity suit. Nice to see. Early suit usually means we're in for a fast seed. There's some variance to how long these Map Rando races can go. Kind of the two biggest factors are going to be the suit locations and the map locations. And so whenever you enter a new region, you're going to be looking for the map station for the region, so that you can route out everything. And if you have more routing knowledge, then you can just avoid less unnecessary checks. One thing that I forgot to do was introduce myself. So I am Aussie101. I'm going to be doing a commentary for this race, and also one of the organizers for the tournament. The other organizers are MM2, that's Cartridge, and Apathy Duck. And then with me on the Restream crew is the Hockey Towner. Gonna be helping out with tracking. See, commentary and tracking have a little bit of a different way of performing the task. So, a commentary wants to draw the attention of everyone to the exciting things that's happening, and a tracker needs to not get distracted by the exciting thing, because that's when you're gonna miss an important pickup. No. Life without high jump boots. So Kaizentum having some struggle here. We got the super missiles. Those are really nice. With Gravity Suit, you don't need to take that much damage. I mean, you're going to be taking reduced damage. Gravity Suit reduces damage by half. And that's really convenient. With all these pirate hits that we're seeing. The Leodox room does have acid rise when you reach the bottom of that the big shaft there. So I think that's a really dangerous room. But it's something that you can figure out a way to go through. Usually, like either by playing arcade or Map Rando, you're gonna come up with a strat to go through it. I was kind of like not seeing any screen shake on Smell Inside, so I'm wondering if he has reduced screen shake or none at all. It's one of the quality of life settings that's been added. I forget when exactly it was added, but there is an escape-only mode for Map Rando, and I know it helps a lot with that, because if you're playing escape-only, then you tend to want to be running the escape for an hour at a time, more or less. And you don't want the escape music and all the screen shake going on during all that. So Baby Skip is not going to be expected on Hard Logic. It's listed as an expert level trick. And that is if you have high jump. So I think it's divided where there's a tech for the Baby Skip. So like base expert, where you have high jump, wave, speed, and morph. And then there's also something called the notable, which says that you can do Baby Skip without speed or wave. And I think that's actually also an expert. So Map Rando is set up to be highly configurable. There's a long list of general techs. And then there's also a list of room-specific tricks. And those are all grouped by the preset difficulty. So what you do is you pick a preset, and that's going to set up a lot of those toggles. And then you can dive down into what's selected and turn off things as you want to customize the experience. So Smell gets the morph ball. Kaizenton taking a trip over to Billy Maze. And gets that E-Tank. Nice. It's a speed booster here on the right. Yeah, it's hard to say if Batcave is in Logic. Heat Logic, it takes like perfect play and then adds 50% health to it. And getting up to the farm bugs takes about 60, between 60 and 70. If you're looking at half of 60, then that's 90. Oh, but you have to go down and then back up. So together, you wouldn't be able to reach the E-Tank logically. A very important concept for Logic is that you can get to the item and back without using the item. So where the E-Tank gives a full health refill, Logic isn't going to treat that as something that you use. It's like, it might as well be that E-Tanks don't refill health. So I think we're seeing Kaizenton in like not going the right way. Meanwhile, Smellin took a death to the Key Hunters. Deaths are gonna happen. Yeah, Mode has Morph, and then Cosine Room had Speed. And I think Smellin's still on the right side of the world. So we need Kazenten to go back and get that Morph Ball. Morph Ball is a little bit important. And then we'll see how Smellin goes about this again. Right, so it's the baby room into the Kraid Key Hunters. And the Kraid Key Hunters are pretty unpredictable in how they move. Like, normally in 80% you manipulate them by jumping into the door. And that's how you just jump up through and don't get hit. But if you are trying to be really safe, then you're going to stand there and then they'll go off cycle and do something unpredictable. And so you need to, like, kill them. Missiles are going to kill them one hit, so it's not really that dangerous. But it's a situation where you can't take any damage at all. And that can lead to a death. And with these items, you're not going to be skipping the baby. If you can get past this room, you're safe. Kind of what you want to do is shoot missiles up, but you need to not run out of missiles. It doesn't matter if you... you can't shoot up normal beam. I think it's really only the first Key Hunter that is going to risk falling in on top of you. It does get through. It's a scary situation. And you probably don't even think about how to do that room without getting hit by a Key Hunter. It's only in this situation you absolutely can't take the damage. And that's a lot of what happens in Map Rando. Like, there's just so many situations that are going to be new. We get a nice map check here. So a little bit of heat on the left. You can't really go that way. Billy Mays has an E-Tank, so that's worth getting. And then you go into Everest, but I think you stop by a Crab Shaft first. And we have a choice between Wreck Ship and Torian. At this point, all the hollow dots are going to be really good still, because we're looking for power bombs, and also E-Tanks are considered like things that can unlock more logic. So the hollow dots are going to be supers and power bombs, E-Tanks and reserves. And those are the big circles that are not filled in. So Billy Mays' room here on Smell's side is going to be... It's shown as a hollow dot. When you get the E-Tank, it's going to show as a small dot for representing the missile pack. And then when you get the missile pack, then it's going to fade out. And to show that it is a room that had an item once and you picked it up. So missiles are going to be the dots that are like a pixel big. And then the most important ones are going to be the big full circles that are filled in. And that's where we found the Morph Ball, the Speed Booster, Gravity Suit, Space Jump. Those are the items that you run directly to. And then there's also a little bit of strategy in deciding which ones to go for once you have that map information. Okay. I'll see if it comes up. We're getting into like a lot of rooms being accessible with Gravity Suit and Morph Ball supers. And if everything is possible, then it's hard to decide which place is most important. But that's going to be pre-Cathedral after mode. And then with Space Jump, you can just go through it. Not really any problem with that. You could kill the Deskigas with missiles. It's probably safer too. I think they're going to be doing 40 damage. Yeah, Kazentum gets up, no problem. The key hunters are like really scary. They're gonna die to one missile, but they're gonna be like moving around and you can't see them very well. And then there's the chance of them just dropping right on top of you. So super pack. Super packs are good. Bit of a frozen stream here. So we are into Brinstar. Interesting how that happened. What did we miss? That usually happens when you go through the turbo tube. So that'd be like down through Torian entrance. There was a lot of coding effort put in by Maddo, the lead developer, to make it so that the toilet can be moved anywhere, not just like through Aqueduct. There's an ice beam from Reserve. And we don't have bombs yet. How about that? There is a trick you can do to get the spooky missile using just speed and morph. But first we're going to look at this and get X-ray. That's exciting. Now we can see what we can't get. So in a little bit of a bomb hunt situation. I think if you're really, really good at your short charges, you could get Spooky Missile and the Brinstar Reserve other item. I don't know if I'd be able to. The runway is pretty awkward for it. That is a dangerous Shrine Spark. Smelling the arcade player, clearly. But Shine Sparks are going to drain your energy. Then here we have a more common use of the Temp Blue, but doesn't apply in this situation. More commonly you see that you can build up a Shine Spark and then fall into the pit room item, or the Old Mother Brain location. But we don't have a runway for that here. East Cack Alley, you pretty much always need Gravity Suit to go through it, logically. And we have that. As well as some decent mobility. And Miss Pack. So, up till now it looks like Smellin's taken a bit of a lead. About this much of a lead, because this is where the decision point is on where to go. High jump E-tank room. Well, it doesn't matter because it was power bombs, but you could go through the door left, and then get back up through the crumble blocks with X-ray. Yeah, so there's that movable toilet. It goes through wreck ship E-tank room, so that's cool. It seems like that was not the way. So, Smelligan take another guess, also into Torian. Torian will be the one where you know where the map room is. You can do Metal Pirates on no E-tanks with either speed or supers. It's just really hard. If you go down to the bottom of Wreck Ship here, then you don't have a way to break the shop blocks coming back up. Except you can stand on the Covern, the ghost enemy, and you can flip a little bit into the ceiling and use that to break the shop blocks. But that's not logical. And is not logical because the Covern will not spawn anymore if you kill Fantoon and then save. So things like that are not going to be in map rando logic. Things mostly around events that are going to be saved. So like breaking the Meridia Tube to gravity jump is not going to be a thing. Killing Fantoon's the biggest one because it affects multiple rooms. Ninja Kick. Yeah, the difference in the race is mostly early on because Enton had a hard time locating Morph Ball. But since then, Smell has been taking more deaths. That was early on as well as right now, trying to get through Metal Pirates. I want to say Metal Pirates is logical. Because you would refill your energy to full somewhere. There's a lot of rooms you have access to right now. So somewhere you refill your energy. And then you would kill them with supers. The speed kill is not in hard. See if you can get it this time. No. Just can't shoot the supers fast enough. When I'm doing the 3 super kill, I try to shoot as soon as he turns around. But the timing on that is a little tight and dangerous because of that. If you do it my way, then you can get 3 in. Otherwise, I think you want to always jump over him. Yep, today's race is only 12 entrants. So it's a smaller race. We have spotted some power bombs. Because then going into Wreck Ship instead of Metal Pirates. Oh, also a map is right here. And we can get it. So it seems like Kaizenten's ahead right now. But we'll see. It does have the energy to get the power bombs. That's Kraid. Early supers with an item, but that's behind power bombs. But we're going to get power bombs, so you can get that too. So that is accessible things here. The Chronic Boost room takes about an E-Tank to go from top to bottom or bottom to top. Bottom to top is a little slower. But it shouldn't have any problem doing it here. Has 3 tanks. This jump into the tunnel is in logic. On lower difficulties, you would turn off gravity. I think on hard, you would also turn off gravity. There's some of these wall jump morphs that you would do in hard. But I think they're a little bit taller. Yep, Crane called it. But Smellin'... So as I said, what Smell is doing is not in logic. But there is a way back, and that's almost more important. Like it helps to keep track of logic to know where the good items are going to be placed. Like at early supers, it's not a difficult location to check under the crumble bridge, but it is behind your latest progression. So there's pros and cons towards it being the singular biggest piece of progression that you can reach. But either way, it's a major and going to be helpful. And that's some power bombs on Smellin's side. So that'll be a way to get back. Power bombs? Is it all the holodots? It might be all the holodots. Are gonna be filler items. So they can be anything at all. The only special rule is that the first filler item will be an E-tank. And that's because running through the game for an extended period of time without any E-tanks is not fun. So special rules put on an early E-tank. The other filler items are going to be all the beams plus X-ray. I think that includes ice. A lot of the time ice is used for progression. Just because they're filler, they can still be progression. That's how I remember it. It's all the beams plus X-ray. That's screw attack. Screw attack's a really comfy item. So it's gonna be the crab tunnel above. So you don't really want to go through Volcano Room into Reverse Crab Tunnel. We get the Brinstar map. There's a lot of holodots, and that's a major. So now that you have power bombs, holodots are less important. Also, once you get a certain number of E-tanks, you're not interested in getting more. But supers are going to depend. Like, it is perfectly viable to finish with ammo instead of fighting charge. I think I like going through Volcano Room more for Kazentum. Eyes. Oh, I didn't see what was that big pink. It's not tracked. What do we do? Was it grapple? Or X-ray? I think I may have seen it. Just forgot. Grapple, okay. Yeah, I think I noticed that and then wasn't paying attention to where it was. But we got some major differences here. Grapple and X-ray, not helpful items. X-ray does have logical meaning in hard logic. I think it is always used, or like only used when doing ice clips or snail clips. Snail clips and ice clips are grouped together. But you use X-ray and morph to get a bigger pixel window. For the clip. But currently Screw Attack is going to be just a better item. It has more rooms where it's helpful. Okay, what are we doing? I think we're passing on the Brinstar Reserve second item. And Dragon. As far as I can tell, Dragon looks possible. I think I'd pick up the Brinstar Reserve item here. But you definitely want to get the Pit Room Major. And we find Mother Brain. So Mother Brain Room is going to be modified to have a gate in front of it. And that's tied to your objectives. The objectives are bosses. Crate is dead, so one of the gates was down. Plasma Beam. Very nice. Kind of mirrors the screw pickup that was in Wreck Ship. Screw and Plasma kind of cover the same roles for being just a powerful damage-dealing weapon. But Plasma has that endgame damage potential of being able to actually damage bosses. Okay, so we're exploring Norfair. Dragon shouldn't be a problem. I think I'd do a grapple kill. Both these runners, Kaizentum and Smellin, very experienced Super Metroid Randomizer runners. So that tends to mean that you're going to be very experienced and practiced at the ways to kill Dragon. The grapple kill, it takes more time than you'd think to get good at the quick kill. That's how I would do it. Otherwise, you can use speed or ammo. I'm really not good at the 3-spurt speed kill, so that's why I don't like it. More supers. So far, it seems like you don't need charge to finish the seed. The ending ammo you need in Map Rando is about 40 missiles, 30 supers. And that's because super missiles do double damage to Mother Brain. And they already do double to Ridley. And those are your big damage checks. So, Smell's setting up for the quick kill. On the right side, you want to stand right against the wall. On the left, it's a little bit different. I know that I stand a little away from the wall, as in more than a little. But if you're too close to the wall, your gun can bug out and just not pick you up. So we're getting some lower Norfair hell runs as we're in Wasteland Room. We have 6 E-tanks, and that's enough to do a lot. But while you're doing a lot, your health is still draining, and then you don't have much for the way back. Nice gate glitch. Gate glitch is in the hard logic. Right. All it does is expects it'll take about 15 tries, so there's leniency to it. Getting a crystal flash here, Smell inside. Also in the lower Norfair room. I thought he was going to approach from the right. Or wait, we already did that. I missed what he picked up on the left. But that is a boss kill for Smell and a boss kill for Keys. And for now, Kaizentum is going to be giving us the new information. And I guess we'll see what Smell wants to do, whether he goes back to the upper part of Torian or not. And this will be the Norfair map. It's going to be right here in the top right of Decora Room. So we're getting some good info. Some Mother Brain. Wreck Ship. 1 major. It's not too far away. And that is going to be Alpha Peeb's room. You take Croc Speedway back. So when exploring a new area, you'd like if you could set up a save to be able to reset to. Because where Kai's is at right now, he had to cross the entire region. And didn't really get much while over here. So if you could just reset all this away, you'd save a lot of time. But then the thing about that is you'd be giving up the super pack and whatever else was picked up. Good morning, Derp. Right here we have a kind of split route seed. Smelin committed to going down. Committed to Torian, really. And then went down, found power bombs in lower Brinstar, and explored all of that. And now we're into Meridia, whereas Azenton went up to erect ship and is now in Norfair. So we're gonna have the whole game all mapped out real fast. And that'll give us the full picture of what's going on in the seed. There's a little bit of a bomb hunt early on, and it looked like wreck ship, where Kazentum went, was the logical intended path. But power bombs can be anywhere. So Smelin just ran into a different pack. Guy's getting licked a little bit. And otherwise, just making the long trip back through Norfair. Norfair is going to be the longest, or the biggest map. All the regions are sorted by room count. And Norfair is the biggest. Riddy is up there. Maybe second biggest or third. And then Wreck Ship and Torian are going to be the small ones. But we are about to get this peek, this look on Alpha Peeps. That's a Various suit. Nice, nice. And our friend the reserve tank. So West Ocean, very likely to have Phantoon. Power bombs. So Smelin needs to check all these right doors before dropping down. And we also see there's a major in the middle item. Phantoon is always going to be connected to the unpowered map, like by having a hub type room between them. So West Ocean is going to be the hub here. It's going to be in the middle. The left door will be the map, and it's going to be the unpowered map. And then one of these right doors will be Phantoon's room. Unless he's not here. And that'd be if we missed a map somewhere. Like, I don't remember if we got criteria. I'm pretty sure we did. And Morph Bombs is the item. You don't need to bomb out that block. For the folk who weren't aware. There's another path below the super block that does not go through the through a bomb block. So you don't need bombs to get down. This would be crazy map. So the bridge part of West Ocean is also considered West Ocean. And it may be that this right door is Phantoon's room. Huh. There's a lot of shenanigans when it comes to that bridge room. But we found our Phantoon. I don't know if Smell was 100% confident that Phantoon was here, but it was very likely just based on it being West Ocean. So we have a Ridley to look for. Guys has the various suit. So it's going to be going very fast through the rest of the seed. Has no beams. So I would say Kai's in a position to look for ammo. Missile count's really low, though. I feel like normally you're going to have a much higher missile count at this point. So maybe that turns him off from going for an ammo finish. But that is the Phantoon kill. Next up is the Meridian map. And I don't know that we have many major filled-in dots to find. So there's one at Lower Norfair Fireflies. What beam was that? I heard the beam noise. Wave. Wave's a good beam. Wave's best beam. Sand pits. And there is our charge beam. A charge wave on its own is enough damage to get through the game. Ridley is going to be really annoying, so you'd want to find more. But I think Kai's is going to run into Ridley here. And Spazer's the only other beam that could be on the way. Hey, Spazer. So, to reduce backtracking, you're going to want to kill the bosses as you find them at this point. Once you have both suits in charge, you're in endgame. And just trying to rush objectives. So, we'll see how Kai's does the Ridley fight. Has been practicing suitless 98% a lot. But then I don't know what kind of resources you go into Ridley with. But I'd expect some familiarity with X Factors, at least to start. Yeah, just do 4X. 4X is hard. 4X is really hard to do. And there he is. So you can get the Terminator Red Ship E-Tank item. Bowling and Mickey Mouse are going to have Bring Ball and High Jump. And Smellin wants Varia, so it makes sense to get these. Bowling has a standout structure. Yeah, in RBO you'd have like 20 supers. Or maybe even 30. Depends on your route a lot. So that doesn't mean that you're practiced in the charge fight. But it's more likely than not that you know how to do the opening X Factors. Yeah. Maybe just a me problem, only having 20 supers for Ridley. That is 11 energy, but you're alive. We get to see how small energy drops are going to give 10 health at a time. Well, the quality of life changes. The other related one is power bombs give 2 at a time per drop. So Smellin's at bowling. Needs to find a way to get health back. And Charge Wave is going to be doing 150 damage. That's like half of a new route shot. So it's not that bad. Went for a ride. Yeah, the problem is it's just going to dry out the fight. And since the supers are already used, you can't really tell when the fight ends until Ridley starts behaving weirdly. There we go. It's a solid fight. Yeah, it doesn't really need more items to finish the seed. And is gonna go into Brinstar next. Brinstar has someone. It had Dragon, right? Brinstar had Dragon, and then Meridia has Fantoon. And you reach Meridia by going through Brinstar. So yeah, the movable toilet makes the map kind of interesting. We saw in Everest that it tells you you're going to go into Torian, but actually it's Brinstar. And so here, you're going to be heading towards what looks like the Criteria Brinstar connections. But those are tiles that you can't walk through. So you have to go around. But right now we're seeing that Kazentin is saving just a lot of time by having this various suit, mostly. Particularly right now, Smellin has to watch his energy a lot and refill it and then drain it, refill it some more. Looks like lost Spring Ball. Spring Ball is not necessary at all. But does want that other item in Mickey Mouse. So, Kaizentum doesn't have to watch his health closely at all. And is saving health that way. And is also in go mode. And so, that's just another way that he's saving time. As the race continues, Smellin is not in go mode. It's going to be a losing time. Kind of the third thing is that Smellin is going to be checking majors still. But I think Kai's is also going to be checking majors for another beam. But doesn't have to. Ammo is good enough that even another beam doesn't save too much time. Yeah, as part of like finding what are good quality of life items, there's a lot of testing that goes into some of these features. Double power bomb drops is like a huge difference, a huge change from the vanilla mechanic. And it seems like it is just a good change still. Like, it's a really big buff to the drop rate, but it doesn't like break anything. We tried the same thing with supers, where you get 2 supers at a time, and that was actually game breaking. What I found is that you didn't need to use regular missiles anymore. You could just super everything instead. And you'd get them back fast enough that you could just use them completely freely. And that was a fun experience, but not balanced. Ah, yes. The SGL24 SMR, of course standing for SpeedGaming Live, parentheses online, hidden 2024, Super Metroid Randomizer, where the randomizer is Map Randomizer. So this is the first official week of the tournament. We are in qualifiers. Qualifier number 6, what the layout says. This is qualifier week, where everyone who wants to participate just joins the qualifiers. We're going to take your top 2 times, asterisks, and that'll determine seeding for the bracket stage coming up next. I don't remember the ruling of the words of the ruling, if that starts next week, but I'll just say it does. And then everyone will break off and start doing 1v1 races. Right now we are in a big group race. What's that number again? 12 entrants. 12 Samuses running around on Zebus. The world is completely shuffled. And we have to kill these bosses and destroy the planet. Yeah, so every qualifier, we're trying to get these all restreamed on SpeedGaming here. Thanks to SpeedGaming for letting us show this off to the wide SpeedGaming audience. And today we have Kaizentum Smelling. And part of this being a somewhat big tournament is that it's bringing out more runners who have played in Super Metroid Randomizer tournaments in the past. And they're coming in to learn how Map Rando works. And there's a bit of a learning curve to it. So you're not going to immediately know how to route well. There's new skills you need to learn. Ice Beam, nice. Being able to read the map is a really big change. Normally you don't look at the map at all. But here it's very important to be able to look at basically every room in a region as soon as you get the map station and know how you want to do every room. Okay, so Smelling, you do want to pause, manually drain reserves, and you can't pause while Power Bomb is exploding. But that was a little bit far. And just so happens to have a vanilla orange door. And we find Aqueduct. A snail will kill, taking no chances. Okay. So at full health, you're going to be able to Shine Spark up to the items for that wave beam. Actually couldn't reach the items with the Shine Spark because didn't have the energy for it. We just stopped immediately. Snail Clip's a little bit dangerous. We know that down one of these sand pits is Charge Beam. E-Tank? I think it's this sand pit even. So that's a really strong beam. 5 tanks plus 2. Ridley is right here. So we're keenly interested in how Smellin does this. I don't know that there's a super refill nearby, but that is very important. Worst Stream is scary, but you have to do it. You do not have high jump, so It looks like high jump. We have high jump hockey. Hockey Towner, helping out with tracking today. Learning how the map randomizer works. So it's always very, very, very helpful to have volunteers helping out, getting these restreams going. If you want to help out yourself, you can join the SpeedGaming Discord. This tournament in particular is using the SpeedGaming Live Discord. But they have sections for volunteering. The main things we're looking for is trackers and commentators. I'm your commentator, Aussie101. I just talk about Super Metroid. And our tracker is the Hockey Towner. Also well known for talking about Super Metroid. So right now, Smellin really needs a refill. I don't see one. There's an energy refill below, but had to go through worst room. So Smellin not in a good situation at all. A Terminator is a refill. Oh, he's locked into the Ridley fight. Okay, so Smellin's dead. That was a nice looking Doppler at the end there. It's in fashion to go for the many stutter Dopplers. The missile only kills, essentially. Well, that's a dead Phantoon. It looks like he found the Phantoon room before exploring the lower part of West Ocean. So that's some good routing. I didn't really think about Phantoon being there. It's a tricky place. A lot of the time you see it where Phantoon and the map room are back to back on the bridge. And I think he has the Brinstar map, so he should know where Dragon is. Okay, so Charge and Wave are gone. Let's smell inside. Kinda hard to know exactly what Smellin has. We did see him pick up Spring Ball, but then died right after. I don't think he went back for it. And then High Jump was going to be even farther away. But it was a check that he would have wanted to make. So, potentially, I'm not looking closely enough at the racers. So what is the plan? The plan is to reset. Got it. So in Smellin's position, for map traversal routing, you would kill Ridley right now. But that doesn't look possible. No, it should be possible. It's just really hard. Or more like it's slow. Because you need to refill your resources to take the Ridley fight. If he had full energy and full supers, then it's not a bad fight. But getting the charge beam is going to put him down in worst room, then he has to refill energy after that. And then the best way to refill energy and everything is to run Terminator over and over. Or E-Tanks is good. So like he has the items to do the fight, just has to like collect them all every time and then refill after collecting them. But, like is able to do the Ridley fight here. It just takes a lot of work. And you want to do Ridley now so you don't have to come back this way. But the path back to here is not actually slow at all. From the, I think the top left-ish of Torian. Yeah. That's just going to connect to Criteria and go up to Wreckship and Norfair. And he still needs to do that anyway, so it could be collecting more items by going up there. And Ridley's not actually slow to get back to. The charge beam is not immediately useful. So I think just a safer approach is to put off Ridley. But we've also seen that Smellan hasn't been going towards Wreckship, and we don't know why that is. No. Guy's never got Spring Ball or High Jump. The upshot. So the reason you do an upshot is because you want Dragon to die in the center of the room. Ooh, killed in the door. But there's no way out of... Like, if you enter Ridley from below, you're just stuck. And it looks like Smell gave a forfeit or DNF. Oh. That's no good. Yeah. Your situation's looking rough, but you can still continue from here. But if it's internet out, then I guess that's that. We can follow Kaizentin for the rest of this. We saw Mother Brain. I forgot where it was. He's going to be heading directly there with no detours. Yeah, it looks like Norfair. Actually, that's the bigger reason you do Ridley right now. I was forgetting that very important point. The final boss is Mother Brain. So you want to be near Mother Brain when you have every other boss killed. So if you kill Ridley right now, where Smellin is, then you wouldn't have to do the long backtrack. I was just thinking of the Criteria hub as where you go after killing every other boss, but that is not correct. The final boss. There's Kraid's room again. It's a nice looking room. Good for short charges. We are into... all the 4 bosses are killed. So you cross the map to get to Mother Brain. Then we're going to kill Mother Brain. Way overgeared for that fight. And then it'll be just the escape, and then guys will be done. Yeah, the map rando escape. Like if it's your first time playing map rando, you don't beat the escape. But not their first time here. So you shouldn't see any issues. Again, supers are going to do double damage to Mother Brain. So you need 30 for the second phase. But can use full beam instead. But because supers do double damage, they're going to be better damage than full beam. Twice as good, in fact. Just like Ridley. In addition, we are not doing the baby cutscene or phase 3. That was originally cut because you could easily fail the escape on some difficulties, and it makes retrying the escape faster. Is that why that's why it was originally cut? Or it made an option to skip? But since then, an autosave was added. As soon as the escape starts. But here we are. 130 left. You have to cross all these rooms that you've seen before and go back to your ship. We're not going to be saving the animals. To keep the escape timer interesting, you can't also have enough time to save the animals. There's a setting for that. Like the maybe setting gives you enough time to save the animals. But then what usually happens is you can get to the ship with like 2 or 3 minutes left. But here we go. You do want to optimize your movement in the escape, as always. Like when you're normally playing through the seed, you're not really too focused on moving fast. But in the escape, you have a timer, so it's all about going fast. And another thing, it shows up a lot in the escape in particular, but you're trying to minimize your pauses throughout the whole playthrough. Pauses are going to be adding a couple of seconds, and we are in a race. And I've already seen that some of the racers have finished. So feeling the pressure. Here's the baby room. Not here. We've already seen the baby. Led to the death of Smellin that one time. But here we are, into the final room. Guys is gonna land on the ship, lots of time left, and take the win on the restream. With a time of 1:07:55. So GG. Smelling lost the internet earlier, so I decided to just DNF after that. But today's overall winner was Oats and Goats. You may have seen Oats the other day. I think that was Thursday. In the last qualifier. But here he is, making it up with a first place win. A pretty solid win too. Nitro is there right behind him, but then there's a gap with Eddie in third. So just crushing Eddie this time. So Oates had 54 minutes, Nitro had 55, Eddie with the hour and a half. Audra 1 second behind at hour and a half. And then Kai's gets 5th place, 107.55. So this has been qualifier number 6. There's going to be another one later today. I think it's at 6 p.m. And it's on SpeedGaming Main, I believe. And then the last one will be tomorrow. And that'll be it for qualifiers. It's going to show up on the SpeedGaming schedule, as all the events do, so you can follow along. If you want to follow a little more closely, you can join the SpeedGaming Live Discord. A lot of information is also cross-posted to the MapRando Discord. You can find a link for that at maprando.com. Or maybe it's in the... Yeah, it's in the SGLIVE 24 SMR thing. But as the tournament is getting started, we're still in our first week. You're going to want to follow these restreams, the runner streams, maybe read the MapRando site, get yourself informed on how Map Randomizer works. And then that'll help familiarize yourself with what to look for during these races. There's a lot of little details to point out, but if you're stuck just trying to recognize the rooms that they're running through, you're going to take a little bit more time to, I don't know, be aware of decisions being made. And that's part of why tile theming's not allowed for the tournament. It's more of a soft, not allowed. Mostly for the viewers. So I'm joined by Kai Zenton with a muted mic.
Hello.
Hello. And also joined by Smellin, who also has a muted mic.
Hello.
Hello to both of you. Thanks for letting us restream your race. Been a pretty interesting match. You both went completely different ways for like the entire seed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I felt like I made some wrong turns there.
I guess I can walk you through part of it. The early game, Smellin took a lead, like found the items. Kind of seemed a little lost early on. It took a while to get to that morph ball.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it wanted me to cross that that heated room with the Holtz powerhouse.
It could be possible. I think you need more health than what you had. But
yeah,
you know, heat rooms are like that in MapRando. Following that, you both went down to Torian, which turned into Brinstar.
that was a gotcha. Haha, you think you're going to Torian? Nope, you're actually going to Brinstar.
Yeah. And then what ended up happening is Kais went up to wreck ship after leaving, and Smellin attempted Torian a bit, but then went back to Brinstar and got some out of logic power bombs. And then it continued from there.
Oh, that wasn't in logic?
So the thing that wasn't in logic was going down through wreck ship main shaft. Through the shop blocks.
Oh, right, because it's a one-way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think that was in logic, but I didn't see the wreck ship at all until until after I killed Ridley, and I was like, I have no idea where to go. And I was like, oh, there's the wreck ship. I didn't see that. So that's why I went that way, because I thought that was the only way forward.
It really seemed odd the amount you were avoiding wreck ship,
Yeah,
particularly when
it's,
you went after metal pirates.
yeah, I don't know how I didn't see the W at the top of Everest.
Yeah, that was the big routing difference. Both ways were working out. You did have enough items for Ridley, so like, there's nothing wrong with the way you went. Just Kai's ran into Varia at the top of the world and had a bit of
Yeah,
an
that was
easier
quite
time,
a
I think.
journey, really out of the way. So I wonder how many people skipped that.
Yeah, it seems hard to get a fast time if you're going to go all the way up there, and then Mother Brain's also up there.
Yeah.
Um,
After I got that, I was only looking for supers, but then the beams were on the path to looking for supers, so I guess I get full beam too.
Yeah, I found
yeah,
a lot of
the
power bombs, like 30 of them or something.
power bombs are like never what you're looking for. Only early on.
Yeah, the
You'll
first
take
one's
3
good.
or 4 packs.
Yeah, we did have a bomb hunt kind of early on, so you did want them then.
Yeah, that bomb hunt was long.
Yeah, I saw that there was like barely enough runway to do some temp blue to sequence break some items, but that would have been very, very hard. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
wondering if
not in
anyone
my
else
skill
did that.
set.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have been able to do it either. It'd probably take me too long.
Aussie, do you know if the speedball I tried to do out of Billy Mays is possible? The Billy Mays bridge into the Crade party room that I tried to do that speedball, but I couldn't get it. Is that possible?
It doesn't seem possible. It's like it's not something I would have tested.
I think you probably just hit your head and you can't get in the door.
Hundo
Yes.
does that weird strat where they mock ball through the door, but they're going in through the door really high. They wouldn't fall fast enough after the mock ball to get into the tunnel, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You can't mock ball that high either. You need to mock at the floor.
Yeah.
But it's a maybe. I just don't know if the speed lets you do that. Speed values you have.
I think if you're going slow enough to go through the door, you'd also be slow enough to land on the ledge after the door. But if you're going fast enough to miss the ledge after the door, you bonk before the door.
Yeah, it's kind of how I think would happen. So anything in particular about your seeds that stands out you want to talk about?
I already talked about the long hunt for power bombs and long journey to Varia. When I saw Dragon at the end, I'm like, oh, I was right next to him when I was searching for power bombs. But I couldn't get to Dragon.
Yeah, I mismanaged the Ridley situation pretty bad where I didn't like save an E-tank the first 2 times to refill after worst room, so then I had to reset back to the ice beam location area to run back over. Yeah.
Yeah, I had Varia and I think 18 supers and wave charge. So started out with an X Factor, which mostly worked, and then took so many wave charge shots to actually finish them off after the supers.
It was really mean how you couldn't. I thought that I would still be able to get out after I went down left sandpit to like refill my health or something, but it just dead ends at Ridley, so I had to reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's kind of where the stream dropped off on your side.
Okay.
In Ridley death.
And then I forgot how zombie crate works, so that's how I died. Or I couldn't remember how far back my last save was after I got zombie crate and crashed the game, so I just forfeited it. I did
I
one
tried-
missile and then charge shot, which I think
I
is the
tried to
bad way.
intentionally do zombie crate once, and I couldn't even do it. So I don't know what I'm doing
Yeah.
wrong.
If I have charged plasma and one other beam, I just do 2 charged plasma shots to quick kill him.
Yeah, I only had 2 supers, so I didn't want to do the normal quick kill. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Plasma
makes sense.
alone isn't quite enough to kill him, but if you have plasma and any other beam, then the 2 charge shots will kill him. So you do
Yeah.
2 of those, and you get pretty close to the normal quick kill.
Okay, so this has been Qualifier 6. Are either of you planning on doing more qualifiers?
I think this gets me 2 good races, so
Nice.
my low first one will probably be dropped, and I think that's the optimal amount, so probably not.
This was my first one, so these were the only 3 that I could do. So I have to do the other 2
Okay.
as well.
Not a great start.
Nope. Alright, I would have been really far under par time anyway, so it doesn't really matter that I forfeited.
Yeah, the top times on some of these gets really away from you. It's just always someone who can finish really fast.
Yeah, usually Eddie.
Yeah, not quite this seed, but usually Eddie. This was an oat seed. But thanks again for having you. Looking forward to the main tournament once it gets going. We're still in a qualifier week here. Yeah, thanks Kaizenton, thanks Smellin. And then I've also been joined by the Hockey Towner as my tracker, who did a great job. Always very thankful to the volunteers who are helping out with putting on these restreams, as well as to SpeedGaming, who's letting us show off the races, build interest in the map rando community. And I have been Aussie 101. The next qualifier is going to be tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm pretty sure. So I'll see you all there. And have a good afternoon. Goodbye.